Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Blessings to all of you. Seeing our thoughts, we usually think that our thoughts are immaterial, but the thought is the first process of manifestation. Yeah. And in that thought process, imagination is the highest form of thoughtful manifestation. And YouTube and other channels are full of instructions how to manifest things by thinking, right? Now, it is important to understand that the thoughts in themselves are a kind of material entity, a material object, you can say. And this object, we give it more life when we focus on it. Yeah. Now, for most of us, it's very difficult to focus on our thoughts. Yeah, they just go and they just move, and that's it. No, but the way we focus on it is we connect them with our emotions. Yeah, but most of it, our emotions are negative emotions. Yeah, they are stressful emotions. There are emotions of fear, right? And so this is the way how we give the thought a power and how we manifest consciously, but most of the time unconsciously, a lot of obstacles in our life. The way to manifest things in your life is not only through thinking, but actually the fastest way is when you give less and less importance to your thoughts, in the sense of the thoughts that tell you, I need this and I need that to be happy. Yeah. I need this and that to feel protected or safe. I need this and that to shine in my life, and so on. Yeah. So we always often said, when in the beginning people wanted to see themselves, they would go to the water. And when you put your hands in the water, you create ripples. And these ripples give you a very strange reflection of yourself. And you cannot really understand the way you look like. When you take your hands out, there is not a complete silence in water, probably, but it's much, much more silent, and you can see yourself easier, right? And as we are created in a harmonious way, because the source is harmonious, yeah, in a loving way, in an intelligent way, in actually the best possibility that is possible at any moment, the wise person would try not to think more or to focus on certain thoughts, but actually to leave them to calm down and to trust in the natural manifestation of our life that will happen to our benefit if we don't interfere, if we don't try to steer our car against the will of existence. No? I am convinced that if mankind would fall asleep for 100 years, as it is often mentioned in fairy tales, no? That people fall asleep over long, long years. And also in the fairy tales, what comes out of it is that good things happen after. If we would fall asleep for 100 years, we would wake up again in the paradise. No? And this is the realization the ego wants to do, but as it is not conscious, as it is not aware what it does, it is a kind of sabotaging system, is a kind of suicidal system. Yeah. And it destroys ourselves, it destroys lives of others as well. It affects the world in a negative way, no, and our life. So the transition, the transformation is to come to that realization, not to be the doer, not to be the one who says, I know what is good for me. Yeah. Because in fact, it's obvious that we don't know, because if you would know what is really good for you, you go day by day up on a ladder, right? And then finally you arrive, yeah, step by step by step by step, because you would never do anything that is not good for you. The thing is, we think that we know what is good for us. We think it, and we have reasons, we have arguments that should be good for us. And then it's a painful road to experience that we don't arrive to that goodness that we thought. Yeah. And often our decisions, they slap back on us. No? They come over our head instead under our feet. Therefore, in the beginning, when you understand that you belong to these people that see they don't know, find someone who knows better. Yeah. And in the tradition we say every stone can be your teacher. Yeah. So in a way, we could say the other knows better. Yeah. And there is a logic to it. The other is not involved in your desires, is usually not involved in the same story. Yeah. So if you find a neutral person, be it a therapist, be it someone elder in your family that you don't meet regularly, but you have a certain trust and love with each other, those people would be good to take advice. No? Or you're already to follow a sheikh, a master, then that would be the ideal situation. Yeah. And many people who don't do that have the idea that the sheikh tells you everything and says, okay, you do this, this, and this, and this, and this. No. Actually, the work is very different. It's just to be plain. Yeah. The sheikh, the master, is not moved by your projections. Yeah. He's not shaken if you are angry with him. He's not charmed if you say you are the greatest. He is, in the best scenario, a loving, neutral force. Yeah. That doesn't want to stop you to grow. That doesn't want to move you out of his personal interests in any direction, but is a servant to the divine that by default wants our best. Yeah. A loving, unconditional loving father, unconditional loving mother. Yeah. The high mother, the great father. That's why we call earth, that is also a master of us, knowing or not knowing, is the great mother. Yeah. And sun, we call it the great father. Yeah. Most languages, the sun is male. Funny enough, in German language, it's female. Yeah. And one day, inshallah, I hope to understand why that happened to the Germans, that they changed the polarity for the moon and the gender for the moon and the sun, right? So don't trust yourself in the sense of that you are safe, knowing what is the best for you. Yeah. If we knew that, we would live in a paradise situation. Right? Thank you very much. May the Great Spirit and Allah Almighty always bless you and be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.